Polkadot is gonna have its own tokens tied to real Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies will be ported there in the same way. Currently, 60% of all altcoins are involved in staking. Bottom line is, there are two scenarios for Polkadot to hit the price of $100. Welcome to the Coin Post. Today I'm gonna talk about the Polkadot project, which you asked about in the comments. DOT is now the fourth largest coin in terms of market cap and is now expected to keep rising up to $100 per coin. Let's talk about the technology and tokenomics of the project, and then I'll give you two scenarios for the growth of Polkadot to $100. And I'm reminding you that your engagement is my best motivation to make new cryptocurrency videos. Let's get going. Polkadot is one large blockchain hub with various blockchains operating on the basis of it. For comparison, we'll take Ethereum, which is a blockchain platform for smart contracts. Polkadot gives you the ability to interoperate with a wide variety of blockchains, which run their own smart contracts. There is one fundamental difference from the future Ethereum version 2.0, which is based on the sharding technology. Shards are virtually identical blockchains that can interact with each other. Polkadot will have parachains instead of shards, but they are not copies of each other. Each parachain can have its own features, making it as effective as possible for specific tasks, such as starting games. Furthermore, parachains maintain compatibility with each other, and it's possible to exchange tokens and information between these networks without any problems. They will also have their own bridges between the blockchains. For example, Ethereum has tokenized bitcoins. Eventually, Polkadot is gonna have its own tokens tied to real Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies will be ported there in the same way. Gavin Woods is the author of the concept and the head of the project. He's a co-founder of Ethereum, the author of Solidity programming language for smart contracts, and a co-founder of Parity Technologies, a company that has long played a key role in supporting the Ethereum ecosystem. And it's just a short track record, as in crypto society, he has a reputation and a lot of people consider him to be a cooler developer than Vitalik Buterin. By the way, Gavin is not the first co-founder of Ethereum to decide to make his own blockchain project. I mean Charles Hoskins and his Cardano cryptocurrency, which we'll remember today too when we get to price analysis, so bear with us. I'd add that Gavin Woods is playing a key role in the development of Web 3.0, the Internet of the Future. This concept implies the decentralization of data, services, and the confidentiality of users. But as for Web 3.0, it's not clear who should pay for the use of this internet, because according to this concept, every user will pay for this even if you just go on the website to read the news or send a message. It's probably the main problem in implementing this idea, but the solution has Polkadot, according to their concept of using tokens. We'll talk about it further. Polkadot's main task is to build a system where transactions will be quick and practically free. The first problem will be solved by the proof-of-stake algorithm, and the second with the idea of using tokens. Something similar was implemented in the EOS blockchain. If you want to start your own project there, take the trouble to buy the internal resource of the RAM network for the cryptocurrency. As for Polkadot, using the network tokens called DOT, you can buy the right to run your own parachain. The important point is that you can run multiple projects on a single parachain, meaning their developers can chip in and thus reduce their own costs. Besides, once we have the proof-of-stake algorithm, you can start staking with the DOT. Thus you will support the validators, and they will share their payment processing fee with you. Currently, 60% of all DOT coins are involved in staking, and there is one important nuance here. When I was gathering information about the project, I came across the information that you could take the tokens from staking anytime, but they will be frozen in your wallet for more than 2 weeks. If you know the details, please share in the comments how long the freeze lasts. And I'll point out that DOT staking seems profitable now, but if your bet is speculative and you're waiting for the moment to make a profit on the exchange, then think twice before you hand your coins over to staking, because due to the freeze, you risk missing the perfect moment to exit the market. It's also worth mentioning that last summer, before the beginning of DOT listing, the stock exchange was denominated. In fact, the issuance of tokens was increased 100 times to 1 billion coins. For each alt token, you'd get 100 new ones. So nothing changed for the owners, really, but it was an important moment to start trading on the stock exchange, because everybody loves cheap tokens. And this kind of move allowed to cut the initial price by 100 times. Since then, DOT token has risen by 450% from $3 to $16. Whether it can keep rising and reach $100 per coin, let's discuss at the end of the video. In the meantime, I'd like to ask you to support my channel, subscribe to the coin post so that it can attract more people into our tight-knit community. It's not a financial recommendation, but just my personal opinion. So, Polkadot is promising a price of $100 even this year. A rough estimate suggests it has to grow another 500%, and then market cap would make $90 billion, which is generally acceptable for the current market conditions. For instance, comparing to the Ethereum market cap, which is $140 billion. I mean, I agree with those who promises Polkadot such a high price, provided that we're only at the beginning of To the Moon, and during 2021 the price of Bitcoin hits $100,000. But you gotta understand that if something like this happens, it will be a short-term action, and then the market will have a big bounce back. Naturally, altcoins would plummet afterwards. But there is another option. Bitcoin could stop at the current high for a relatively long period, and what we see today is an abnormal altcoin season. Look at the price charts of Polkadot, Chainlink and Cardano. All of them skyrocketed from December 27th to January 21st. And also have a look at DeFi tokens like Uniswap. It's a similar picture, which may suggest too much hype around new projects. That doesn't mean they're over and the price won't go any higher. Polkadot's price is also boosted by a relatively small emission and a large amount of coins in staking, meaning the market offer is too small. But it's obvious that new altcoins are overvalued. It's based only on the fact that buyers continue to believe in further and essential rapid growth. If that doesn't happen, they could fall off the cliff. I realize that such an ending may not be much fun, but in fact, Cardano, Chainlink and especially Polkadot are the projects that are still in development, and they don't have a real user. And the current amount of Ethereum users we see today indicates that there might not be mass use for a long time. And even cheap and fast transactions will not help. Just remember the EOS cryptocurrency and the expectations and the state of the project now. Bottom line is, there are two scenarios for Polkadot to hit the price of $100. The first one, the growth following Bitcoin, when it leads the market to new highs, and the second one, within 3 to 5 years in the event of mass acceptance of the platform, which will make such a price of token economically reasonable. Share in the comments whether you agree with me or not, and I'll be grateful to anyone who can help promote the channel by clicking the subscribe button or sharing this video with their friends. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. It's the Coin Post channel. Subscribe and get enlightened.